Welcome back to Guitar Quackery Live. Live from New York City, from the one and only music studio, Music Makers, Bob Elliott's Music Makers NY, happening right here. Yeah, I took a little break from work. I was sniffing a little bit, couldn't really work, couldn't really stream with a runny nose. So I decided to take a few days off, which I did. And now we're live streaming, or streaming live, or live streaming. I don't know. It's the same meaning, two different ways to say it, right? Okay. And now I'm trying to do something, and it isn't working for me on my phone here. I don't know why. Okay. Bear with me, please. Okay, so I have a project, a guitar, on the workbench. It's right there. It's an old Squier Strat. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up today, finally. I just need to put the strings on. And what else do I need to do? Tune it, and then yeah, do the setup. But I already did a whole bunch of work on it, and I just need to wrap it up, and I will wrap it up as soon as I get this thing going here on my phone. Okay, so I want to play this video that you're watching now outside so people can watch it at the same time. And now it's playing. It's streaming and playing. So here we have the guitar. Right here on the workbench is the guitar. I did a whole bunch of work on it already. So I had to fix the nut shelf. It had a missing chunk there. I took care of that. This is the new nut. It's brass. So I already slotted it to a certain point using sacrificial strings. I reinstalled the scratch plate with the electronics that's been heavily modified over the years. And then I had to do something about this. So the alignment of the whole bridge was off. So I can't remember to which side, but I had to mill out a whole piece of wood because there are 6 holes here, and glue in a piece of hard maple and then re-drill the 6 holes. So now this is centered and aligned with the neck. Yeah, so why don't I start by putting these back. I wasn't streaming the whole project, but I was recording it. I was recording segments of the work, including some work that I had to do at the fabrication shop at a different location. Oh yeah, and there was also, well, there still is a fracture here. So a fracture going through the body, and it was an open fracture. So I repaired it, and that was yet another project. Why don't I put this camera out? So I believe this will be finished today. I really hope so. It's been here for about a year, but I wasn't working on it, you know, non-stop for a year, obviously. Let me show you. This is one part of the repair that I did. It's the nut. Yeah, the nut shelf, actually, right here. So this is epoxy putty, you know, and that's the brass nut. I'm not going to be filing it any more than this because, yeah, it's good the way it is. This is a guitar with a lot of character. It's going to be tuned one step lower than standard, and the customer provided a string pack 11 to 52, so that's what I'll be putting on the guitar. Yeah, it's probably gonna take an hour to finish everything now. I see some people are watching. I'm not sure if I have a random viewer or if it's the owner of the guitar. I think it's the owner. That guitar looks familiar. Okay, yeah. So sometimes people discover these live streams on YouTube, and then I have, obviously, a small audience. It's a new channel. It's called Guitar Quackery Live. Not to be confused with the main channel. So this guitar will appear on the main channel in a video, a long form video that'll show all the repair work that I had to do. It was quite extensive, but we got it done. All right. It's time to put the strings on. And look, I had a text message coming in. All right, I need to deal with it in a little while. So that's a 52 gauge string. And yeah, I think this is a 42. Like I said, it'll be tuned down to D, standard. It's a well-played guitar. I had to do a level crown and polish on it as well. I didn't really fully record the level crown and polish because it's such a standard procedure here that you know, I've shown it many times on the channel. But the guitar was on the neck jig outside there. Okay. Here it is. Let me see about that text message. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I'm live streaming, but I'm also working. And I need to deal with text messages as well. Sorry. What do you mean instructions? Right. Sorry about that. Yeah, man. Okay, let's put the strings on. Yeah, I was here. So today is Monday. Last time I was here was Wednesday, and I was working on this guitar, and I wanted to stay longer. I wanted to finish it, and then I wanted to work on some other projects. I decided to go home because I wasn't feeling too good. I had a runny nose. So the next day was Thanksgiving. I just stayed home, did nothing. And then next day was Friday. So yeah, I think I just stayed home the whole time. Friday, Saturday I came. I came in on Saturday to do something. I didn't do much work. Yeah, I'm kind of overworked these days. So yeah, that's how it is. Look, I have a small audience. What do you know? 3 people watching. One of them isn't a real viewer because it's my own phone, because I am projecting this outside in the hallway. So 2 actual people watching online. Yeah, so this guitar will be finished finally today in about an hour. I was tempted to also kind of clean up the wiring, because it's been rewired maybe even more than once, and the solder joints look kind of messy. But I decided to just leave it alone. I just didn't want to open up another can of worms. I tested it, it works. So normally I would have a policy that if I see wiring like this, I would have to redo it. But I just made an exception this time. Like I said, I just didn't want to open up another can of worms. It's not a standard wiring. I don't have the schematic. Yeah, and I need the guitar to go back to its rightful owner. Oh, 5 people watching, which means 4 people watching. That guitar has been through some stuff. Okay, yeah. I think so. It's got a lot of character, right? All right, let me get my phone so I can switch from camera to camera. And my switcher app is on my phone. You see, just push the button and that's it. Okay, this is the app. Okay, so this is the guitar. I have a dynamic headset mic, so you won't see the you won't hear the ambient sounds, but that's just because there's a lot of ambient noise here. It's a rehearsal studio, so I just need to keep the noise level down as I work on guitars. So I'll probably have to do a little touch up on the nut maybe, or just lubricate it. Like I said, I filed the string slots using the a set of sacrificial strings, and I just took them off. So I'll just check, and if I need to do any more work on the nut, I will. If not, we'll just lubricate it. It's a brass nut supplied by the customer. That's the owner of this guitar, obviously. So that's D, that's going to be C, okay, because it's a step lower. Okay. Okay, we'll let it settle a little bit, I guess. And now let's look at the nut. So yeah, these live streams are experimental. I'm getting a lot of thumbs down on them, so I don't know if I want to continue or not. I mean, I will continue them for sure as private live streams for the customers to watch all the work being done on their guitars. If I happen to be streaming, so I'm not going to be streaming every project, right? But yeah, I don't know if I should continue with the live streaming for the public. The public keeps telling me that they don't like it, so what can I do? Oh yeah, I was going to show you the string slots. So they're very deep. It would take a lot of work now to file down the entire nut. So I think I'm just going to leave it like this. I just can't keep adding work to this project. But I do want to check the height. Yeah, I'm gonna have to touch up some strings for sure. The G. How come it's so high? Let me check. Yeah, it's definitely high. All right, no problem. That's surprising, but it is high. That's the G string. A little bit too much light. And we just gotta file it a little bit lower. Yeah, it's brass, so, but I use the same diamond files for this. It's all the same. I mean, it works the same way as on bone or whatever. All right. So here, basically, I'm checking this height, making sure it's not too high. And now it looks lower. I wonder if it wasn't seated all the way when I was just looking at it before. Obviously, I'm going to take a measurement. It is still a little bit too high, and I was kind of counting on that. Because when I file the nut with, you know, the sacrificial strings on, I always kind of want to err on the side of caution. So sometimes I leave the string slots a little higher. It depends. Yeah, maybe I should put the camera like this. Hold on. You'll be able to see better. I got some comments. Gotta ignore the haters. Thumbs down, folks. Won't be back. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you guys don't see the percentages. You know, you see that a video has, whatever, 5 thumbs up. But I see the percentages. And I don't know. I don't know if it can hurt my other channel, because it's linked to this one. If the algorithm sees that I have a bunch of thumbs down, I don't know. I think some people don't realize that this is a live streaming channel when they start watching a video, because obviously it's slow pace, right? So for most people, it's going to be painful to watch through, and I can understand that. So brass really isn't the best material for a nut. Yeah, I mean, it'll oxidize. So it's definitely not a self-lubricating material. Yeah, so I just want to show you. So when you file a string slot, it's got to be kind of open at the backhand so that you'll have this wiggle, but at the front it's got to be tight so that it's anchored right there at the front. And now I'm just checking the height using this tap test, and then I can check with the actual tool. And here, if I flip it around, So now it's down to against the second fret. This is what's left between the first fret and the string. So this one is good now, but need to check the other strings. This one is too high, so now I need to file the D string. This one. So as you can see, brass shavings are kind of, well, not easy to deal with, I think, because if I blow, they go all over the place. They could land on my phone. There's this USB connection here, so gotta be careful. But I do need to blow. Still too high. So I eyeball it until I get down to a height that looks suspiciously close to where I think it should be. It's still too high. And we don't want to cut it too low for sure, because then I would need to make a new nut. So it's getting there. I still think it's too high. It is. This brass is quite soft. So I think that's another reason why I don't think brass is the best material for the nut. Okay, I think that'll do it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit more. This looks better. Yeah, what about this one? Just a little bit. So this is why I use sacrificial strings to, you know, file the string slots, because you kind of fatigue the strings. So a little bit is okay, but at some point strings can start breaking. That's good. Almost. Yeah. The other day, I come here. Here I have a map. This is a funny story. You want to hear this one? I have this map. This is where customers put their guitars initially. Then I put it on the bench. Then we discuss services. So I come here about a week ago. It was a Sunday afternoon. And I see someone left a jacket and a backpack right on the mat. So I just walk in, I'm like, what the hell? Who left his shit there? And whatever. So obviously I didn't say anything. A few minutes later, Marcus Miller comes and picks up his stuff. And how you doing? Yeah, I'm streaming at the same time as I'm. Yeah. You wanted to talk to me? Uh-huh. That one or another one? Yeah. Are you rehearsing here today? What time you are? Yeah, let's talk then. 7:30. That's now. Oh, but when do you wrap it up? Yeah, I'll be here. Yeah, it'll be easier. Yeah, so it turned out to be Marcus Miller that left his stuff there. So he just picked it up and yeah, he was rehearsing in that studio. Okay, where was I? Yeah, I'm not very talkative today. I'm just kind of exhausted from, you know, working too much. these files, these are Music Nomad Diamond, not files. And I like them a lot. They're a little short, a little bit. But it would be better if they were a little bit longer. But I've read some bad reviews on Amazon. And yeah, I think people don't clean them, so they clog up. And the reviews said that the diamonds wear off and that they start feeling like a butter knife. Well, I use them every day, and I've had them for maybe 2-3 years now. I bought them when they first came out. And I have no issues with them. But I do clean them all the time. So here is the A string, a little bit of slack at the back end, and yeah, and this is the E. So this one is pretty tight because it's a 52 gauge string, but I used a 50 gauge nut file. So maybe I should open it up a little bit at the back just to make sure there's no string binding. Although it's not pinched, I think it'll be fine. There is no 52 gauge file, but it's a 52 gauge string. So what I'm doing is I'm just opening up at the back end a little bit, just so that it's more like a funnel at the back. And I'm smoothing out the surface by just churning the file like this as I am filing. But I don't want to remove a lot of material because I don't want it to be lower than the frets, obviously, than the fret height. No, it's very low. I think it's probably just right. Yeah, it's right where I want it to be. So this is good. I think the B is a little high. Not by much, just a little bit. So let's fix that. Okay. Oh yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, definitely. I think that's... That's perfectly fine. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm done with the nut. I'm done with the frets. So let's adjust the neck relief. The truss rod adjustment. Like I said, this guitar is, so the owner told me that he tunes it to D standard. I'm just raising this pickup a little bit because I put it lower just to protect the pickup. I'm just eyeballing the height for now. Yeah. It's got these pickups. For now, I'm just eyeballing, like I said. It seems a little misaligned around the ring, but it is what it is. Actually, it's a little too high now. This is just a rough setup on the pickups. And now we are going to measure the neck relief. Okay, so I did level all the frets, put a little differential relief on it so that there should be 2/1000ths of an inch more relief on this side. So I do need to tighten the truss rod a little bit. Okay, over here. Is it this one? Yeah. Just a little bit more. Okay, that's good. See, so you have 6/1000ths on this side going through, 8/1000ths gets stuck, but on this side, 8/1000ths goes through, and this one gets stuck. So we have 2/1000ths more on this side. That's called a differential relief. It was intentionally put in to give the bass strings a little more room to vibrate. Because I did a full level crown and polish on this guitar. Okay, now that's that. Now we set up the action and we dial in the radius on the bridge. I have my little screwdrivers here. So I don't know if this is going to be metric or imperial. Oh, 1.5 millimeters. That's it. Okay, cool. So I have the 1.5 millimeter hex screwdriver for these, okay? I'm going to adjust the height of the high E first and then low E. And then I'll match the radius to the fingerboard radius, to the fretboard, to the frets. Yeah, I like to use this. Let's put this away. I'm going to go for 61 thousandths of an inch height on the 12th fret and see how it plays, if I can bend it without fretting out. This is about right, maybe a little too high now. So I want to dial in the actual measurement that I want, and then I test it. Once again, it's 61 thousandths of an inch. That's it. Let me test it. So sorry you can't hear this because of the type of mic that I'm using, but I just want to make sure it's not fretting out when I bend. And it isn't. Okay, this one I got to raise. So the bass side is, well, should be higher. Between 70 and 90, I'll put it at 80. See how it plays. It's a thicker string. Maybe vibrates a little more. So I'm going to put 80. I like 80 on my personal guitars, like a Les Paul that I play on the bass side. I personally don't go for crazy low action. So we do want to make sure that we can bend it in this direction. Seems okay. And now I'm going to match the radius across the saddles to the radius of the frets. Just to make sure I use the right radius gauge, I just double check. I did roll the ends just a little bit while I was leveling the frets. Yeah, but that's okay. So I start with all the saddles higher, and then I just lower the saddles. They are a bit too low for this procedure. Sorry, I dropped my pick. Yeah. So now I just hold a radius gauge like this, and I strike the string, and I lower it until it buzzes against this, and I can feel it on my with my hand, and I can also hear it. And that's the A, which is tuned to G, and now the B, which is tuned to A. I can already hear a little bit of sitar buzz. That's it. But we want to make sure the saddle is parallel to the bridge plate. Okay, and now the G. The G is not parallel, so I gotta redo it. So the reason why you want it to be parallel to the bridge plate is so that both screws are applying the same pressure on the bridge plate. And yeah, that's the idea. The reason why I'm holding the guitar like this now is so I can look at the saddles from this perspective and make sure that they are parallel. So it just needs a little tweak. Yeah, that looks okay to me. Also a quick visual inspection of the relief. Okay. Now I will dial in the intonation, and then the pickups, and we'll be done. Okay. I don't have... Oh, Steve Cassidy. Just a quick hello, mate. I've just been told to go to bed. Okay. Dr. Cassidy. Steve Cassidy. I hope you watch his live streams. He does have a good program. And he is a, yeah, good guy, I think. I never met him, but I can tell. Okay, what am I doing? Intonation. So the way I do it is I just use, on my computer here, GarageBand. Yeah, what are you using to file the nut slots? Smart. Not smart. Okay, Smart. Okay, play on words. Okay. Well, I am using the Music Nomad files. So I'll show you the package. This is it, Music Nomad. And the files are diamond files. But the way I use them, so just to show you here, so I take them out of these holders. So you can use them like this, or you can take them out. I feel I have more control if I hold them like this. So one day I am going to make a little box for the files without the plastic holders. I just well, I haven't had time to make this thing. So I still use this big thing, and I keep pulling them out of the holders. Yeah, okay. So, Blue Elvis Draw. I'm redoing my 93 Korean Strat. Squier with noiseless. Yeah, good. Yeah. Redoing sounds like a lot of work. Yeah. I work on a lot of Squier Strats. They can be very good. So I'm opening GarageBand on my computer here, and GarageBand has a tuner. And then I open the tuner, and the way I do it is I just put the tuner on my screen over there so I can look at it, and then I plug the guitar into the audio interface, which is right here. And then if I remember to push this button, you should be able to hear the guitar. Which button? This button. So I think now you can hear the guitar, right? And for the intonation, I'm going to use a Phillips head screwdriver. I don't know which size yet, so let me check. it's important to use the right size. Yeah, the bigger one. Okay. Okay. And yeah, I do the intonation in playing position. So it's tuned down to D. Oh, I need to lubricate the nut. It's very close as it is. The GarageBand tuner is very good. I see no reason not to use it. It's very practical with this hookup to the computer. In fact, the tuner is even too precise, so it doesn't always commit to the pitch. So it's good practice to start further back than you think the actual positions are. I think I need to lubricate this nut. Why don't I do it now first, before I forget? Yes, sir. Oh no, this is just yeah. Uh-huh. It gets dry, yeah. Uh-huh. So you live in Florida, or? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I just use this product, Music Nomad. It comes with little brushes, and yeah, just move the string, put it back. It's a Teflon-based lubricant. And I think it's important, especially if it's a brass nut, right? I think it also coats, in this case, it coats the metal. So I guess it prevents oxidation, or at least slows down oxidation. I don't know. because brass will oxidize. Okay. This is good now. And this should make a difference when we tune the guitar. Less friction. Oh, my battery is running low. Okay, computer battery. Is that pumping weed in the shop? No, it's a humidifier. You know that. Okay. That was Blue Elvis Draw. Watch Boy, or B-O-I, Boy, I guess. Boy, maybe, yeah. Both you and Steve Cassidy seem like top blokes. I found this channel via your recommendation. Thank you. Yeah, I watch Steve Cassidy. He's got a live stream on Thursdays. And sometimes I play other people's live streams on my computer here as I work. So Steve Cassidy is one of them. Hey, how you doing? Huh? Yeah. It's live. It's playing right there, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm streaming now. So sometimes I send a link to the customer so the customers can watch, you know, as I work on their guitars. Not on every guitar, but, you know. Yeah. Okay. As you can tell, these live streams are very casual. Because I'm at work, it's a real work environment, right? So this needs to be tuned to G, right? Yeah. So there's a TV in the lobby. So I think these people were just watching the live stream on that TV. So it's good practice to start further back and move the saddles towards the nut. It's easier because you are actually releasing, lowering the string tension as you are dialing down, and also you don't kink the string. Well, you still kink the string, but you kink it behind the saddle. These are not the best tuning machines. I can feel a little bit of slack. Okay. I'm also visually aligning the B string now to where I think it should be. Sometimes it's not. These are roller saddles, so I kind of always question hold on, yeah, how precise they can be. Okay. Yeah, and it looks correct. Okay. Now I plug it into the amp over there and just dial in the pickups and then we'll be done. So let me turn off the audio interface here and the GarageBand. Quit. Okay. So Blue Elvis Draw is asking, what have you done for this guitar? Okay, so why don't I go over this? I did go over it at the beginning of the live stream, but no problem. So it had a broken nut shelf. So this part I fixed. So you can see this is actually a filling right there in front. It's whatchamacallit, it's epoxy epoxy putty. So yeah, so I did that. Now the guitar itself had some fractures. The body had some fractures. There's a big fracture going here, and it's been like this for years. So there was a big gap actually. So I kept it clamped for a few months, you know, to close it. Then after a few months, when I unclamped it, it was kind of better, much better actually. So now I can't show you, but I did record videos for the main channel. So the fracture is going at a 45-degree angle here. So I drilled dowel holes through that, through both materials after I clamped it. So I clamped it and I glued it with epoxy in this area, with wood glue in another area, and with a thin super glue right at the end there, because there's no other way to get glue inside of a glue joint that's not open, right? It's just a hairline fracture. So then after I clamped it, I held it clamped, I also drilled holes through the 45-degree angle fracture, and I glued in dowels inside to reinforce that. That's on the inside. You can't see it. I didn't drill through the entire guitar, right? But you can see how long this fracture is here, all the way down to here, all the way to here. Okay? So now it's almost perfectly flat. You can still see the fracture. I mean, it's the mojo of the guitar, I think. Yeah. I did that. I did a full level crown and polish. I also, in fact, installed the brass nut, and I filed it. And what else did I do? A whole bunch of things. Oh yeah, the bridge plate was misaligned, so the strings were off to this side. All right, so it's a 6-point bridge, which means it's got 6 holes going into the body. So I put the entire body of the guitar on my milling machine stage. It's called a stage, right? I clamped it on the stage, and I milled out a channel for a hard maple insert, and then I glued in a piece of hard maple, and I drilled 6 new holes into that piece of maple. So now the bridge is in the correct position in relation to the neck. So that was one of the jobs. And then the pickguard didn't fit anymore, so I had to cut the pickguard a little bit here. because the bridge moved in this direction. What else did I do? I think that's it. And now I'm finishing it off. So I think the customer dropped it off in December last year. Today's December 2nd. But like I said, it's been clamped for a few months. And I kept looking at it every now and then. And I did get good closure on that humongous fracture through the body. Okay. So now it's plugged into the amplifier. The bridge is decked. And I still need to tighten the two screws a little bit, because when I do this, when I bend the strings, I can see that it wants to move the bridge up a little bit. So I am simply going to tighten the screws a little bit. So you can still use the whammy bar, but the bridge shouldn't move when you bend the strings. Just a little bit more. So there's, you know, basically two ways to set up a Strat bridge, either decked, which is what I'm doing now, or floating. So we're doing a decked setup. So yeah, so now it's not moving anymore when I bend the strings, okay? That's that. What am I doing? The pickups. I don't think I need to change much. You know, I usually want the bridge pickup to be just a little bit louder. Well, I think it's good. All right. And that's it, my friends. I think I'm done with the guitar. So thank you very much for all your comments, especially Blue Elvis. So the saddle blocks are bronze also. Oh, yeah. The saddles, brass. Yeah. So let me show you. So it's Music Lily, the brand name. So here, okay, so they are brass and they have rollers inside, okay? Yeah, so this one visually looks a little too much in this direction, but you know, I went by whatever the tuner showed me. That's it, yeah. And then let me unplug it. Okay, the trem block is also brass. Okay. And that's it, yeah, no plate. I believe that this is the customer's childhood guitar. That's what he said, I think. It's been a year. I don't even know what the customer looks like anymore. It's true. I think I will remember when I see him. And that's the fretwork that I did. So I did a level crown and polish. And yeah, they were uneven. So I had to do that. Yeah, man. Well, the serial number. So I think the customer told me that it's actually a parts caster. It's got a neck from one guitar, a body from another guitar, and the yeah. So the serial number on the neck isn't the same as the serial number on the plate. Different serial number. And the neck says made in Mexico, but the body is not from the same guitar. Yeah. And the tuners are not the original tuners either. Cool. Thank you, Elvis. You haven't left the building yet, but I need to leave the building. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to text the customer. He might be watching, I don't know. Oh yes, so what I usually do is this. When I wrap up a project, I'll show you. So I put the tools away. I do something interesting. I send a picture for the family album to the customer. So just clean up a little bit to make it look nicer. And I put my company logo on the monitor there. And maybe now I put a camera like this. And I'll show you the concept. So then I take a picture with my phone. And I text the picture to the customer. So I'm going to open the text message now. Oops, sorry. Camera. And I take a picture like this. All right. So now this is the picture that I sent to the customer. And it says Guitar Quackery right there on the monitor, because I can change the image on the monitor easily on the switcher. Here you can see the camera, and here you can see the microscope. So when the customer receives that with a short message, it's automatically like a business card. So now I just type a message, all done, all done. And then I send it. Okay. And now that's it. So now it's a conversation piece. So if he shows it to a friend, it says right away that the work was done at Guitar Quackery, and they can talk about, you know, the microscope and the live streaming because the camera is there, right, as a reminder. That's it, my friends. So I am going to put this project away, maybe send another text message to the customer, and then I'll be working on another project, and I will be live streaming. I think it will be, which one? Let me see. Let me check. Maybe the jazz bass. Yeah, I think so. Maybe. Or maybe the bridge reglue on the Luna guitar. Maybe. Yeah, let me think. All right. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.